following role play, Edie Anderson, Davis Phinney Foundation ambassador and person with Parkinson's, is meeting with her movement disorder specialist, Dr. Haug, and offers an example of what not to do when it's your time to meet with your doctor, whether in person or virtually. As you watch, see if you can list the don'ts of the following example.
Oh, hi, Edie. How are you today?
Oh, hi, Dr. Haug. I am fine, thanks.
Good to see you. Is Scott going to be joining us?
Oh, not today. He's got something else to do, and well, it's kind of my fault. I didn't check his schedule before I made this appointment, so it's just us.
Okay. Well, sometimes two sets of eyes and ears are better than one, but one's still better than none. So we'll make the best of it. So let's see. Looking at my notes here. Do you want to do you have a pen and paper? Are you going to be taking any notes as we talk?
No, I'll remember what you tell me.
Okay, I'll take notes for both of us. All right, so looking at what we did last time, you were having that pain and numbness in your arms and hands, and we had talked about physical therapy. How did that go?
Well, it helped a little bit.
Okay. Did they have any specific recommendations for you?
Well, they gave me some exercises, but I kind of lost the sheet they gave me that with the instructions, so I never really did them much at home. But what they did recommend that helped more, they told me to sleep on an adjustable bed because I was using a lot of pillows to kind of prop up my neck and shoulders, and they said that might have been causing some of the problem. So that did help.
Okay, well, I'm glad that helped. Regarding the exercises, I don't want to suggest anything else until we've seen how those exercises work. So maybe follow up with PT, see if you can get those exercises again and try to be a little more consistent, write down what results you get out of that.
Yes.
Then we can go from there.
I'll try.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, what about your tremors? Last time we talked about a medication change. How did that work?
I really didn't like it. I didn't like the way the medicine made me feel.
Okay. That's disappointing. I was hoping the new meds would do the trick. Can you tell me what particularly happened with it?
I don't remember exactly, but it made me feel funny, and I think it gave me heartburn, or was it stomach cramps? I can't remember.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about today?
Not really. I was thinking about something earlier, but I forgot what it was. So I guess that's all.
Okay. Well, I'll send a refill of your prescriptions to the pharmacy and we'll set up a follow-up for a few months.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
Bye.
So what were the don'ts that you noticed during this appointment? You may have noticed that number 1, Edie did not schedule her appointment to be able to include her care partner or a friend and family member. This may not always be possible, but if another person is able to be present, they provide additional insight and create a more well-rounded picture for your physician. Number 2, she did not follow through on the exercises her physical therapist gave her to do. Until she does, Dr. Haug is not comfortable recommending anything else. This means that if the physical therapy exercises don't have an impact on her symptoms, Edie will have to wait another 6 months to try something new. Number 3, Edie did not track her medications or responses to her medications. Because of this, Dr. Haug is again not comfortable recommending any changes to her current medications, because without more detailed information, there are too many variables in risk and/or effectiveness. Number 4, Edie did not come prepared with her top 3 topics that she wanted to talk about for the appointment. As you noticed at the end of the appointment, while she had been thinking about something she wanted to bring up earlier that day, in the moment she couldn't recall what it was. Now let's rewind the scene and see how the appointment goes differently.
So I filled out this worksheet for the symptoms that I have, and you rate the symptoms from 1 to 5. And I've got 3 that I think are in the 5 category, and those are the things I need to talk to the doctor about. So here's your copy. Do you think that's right? What do you think?
Yeah, but definitely speech. Yeah, absolutely. All 3 of them.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're all set for the doctor
All
then.
right, let's go.
Hello, hello. Hi, Edie. Hi, Scott.
Dr. Haug,
How you
how are
doing?
you?
Good to see you.
I'm doing well. Yeah, nice to see you guys again. How are you today?
Doing good.
Nice to be here.
Good, good. Well, thank you for bringing in the checklist of symptoms. I was just looking at that and looking at the last note that I had from our last visit. And one of the things we had talked about that's on your list of concerns again for today is the pain and numbness in your arms and hands. And we had talked about physical therapy last time. How did that go?
Well, it really helped a lot, don't you think?
Yeah, no, definitely.
They made some good suggestions. I had been sleeping on a lot of pillows, which kind of made my neck and shoulders kind of crunch up. And so they said if I could use an adjustable bed, which I happen to have. So that's made it better. And the numbness is a lot better than it was. And also the exercises we did were good. As a matter of fact, I have a video of those exercises. You want to see it?
Dr. Haug takes a look at the video Edie has brought in and is able to see exactly what movements she's been doing at home, as well as how she's been doing them.
Okay, well, that's great. I'm pleased to hear that the PT has been feeling helpful and seeing the video. I think you're doing a good set of exercises that'll be helpful with those issues. And now you can keep working with PT on some of the other trouble spots that you've been dealing with. Now, what about the tremor? Last time we talked about a medication change. How's that going?
I think it's been helpful as far as controlling the tremor more, but it doesn't seem to agree with me very well. I've got some pretty troubling side effects from it.
At this point, Edie pulls out her symptom and medication tracker, where she has been keeping a detailed record of how she's felt and when she's felt it in relation to her medication timing, and shows it to Dr. Haug.
Okay. Well, that's helpful for me to know what the cause and effect is there. So I think that that is probably related to the medication, and we'll try a different change today. What else? Any other questions or concerns while we're together today?
Well, this one's hard to talk about. And it's kind of embarrassing, but it's the whole constipation thing. I'm really having a hard time with that. And it doesn't seem, I mean, I take a laxative, but I don't think it's working right.
Okay. Well, I know this isn't easy to talk about, but thank you for bringing it up. This is a super common thing, and there's a lot of options that we can use to address it. So let's talk more about some of those.
I go from one extreme to the other, and I need to kind of figure out the middle road here. Do you have any suggestions?
Okay. Well, I think that this is a common thing where it kind of swings back and forth. So since you've been keeping track of your symptoms, it seems like you've kind of gone several days with constipation, then it swings to diarrhea. So I think that if we're able to get you on maybe a consistent regimen, maybe a little bit of a laxative every day, that may really help.
I'll try it. I mean, I need to do something for it.
Okay, well, in addition to all those things, I also want to ask Scott, is there anything else that you'd like to add that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, the only thing I can think of, there's been a little bit of forgetfulness that I've noticed over the last month or two. Not about anything big, but maybe small appointments that we've made that I've mentioned to her that I thought we were both aware of, and she doesn't seem to remember that we were going to go to the beach at a certain time or go to a certain place at a certain time. And I think part of that is maybe I'm not paying attention to the fact she's already preoccupied. And as we all know, it's very difficult with Parkinson to do more than one thing at a time. So that could be part of the problem, but I did notice that.
Well, I think that's a good point. Edie, is that something that you've noticed?
Well, we talked about it a little bit before we came here today, so I knew he was going to bring that up. And I don't feel like I don't realize that I'm forget some things, but obviously I do. But I think he's right. I can't concentrate or focus on more than one thing at a time. So if he tries to tell me to do something, or we make an arrangement and I'm somewhere over here, then it's going to get lost. So I think that's something we need to work on.
Yeah, if I get the hand, I know I should stop. Sometimes I get the.
Well, I think that's a good way of providing that feedback. I can just validate what you're saying here, which is that multitasking is one of the more challenging things. So sometimes the adaptation of simplify and adapt and avoid multitasking is a good strategy.
So you can help.
Yes, I can.
So what were the do's that you noticed in this appointment that may have been missing from the first example? You may have noticed that number 1, Edie did schedule her appointment to be able to include her care partner, Scott. Because of this, Scott was able to provide additional information to Dr. Haug to be able to create a more well-rounded picture of Edie's overall well-being. Number 2, Edie did follow through on the exercises her physical therapist gave her and had a recorded video of the movements. The video not only helped Edie to remember what she was supposed to do, but it also better informs Dr. Haug to be able to suggest additional treatment. As you noticed, because Edie followed through on her exercises and tracked her improvements, Dr. Haug feels comfortable advising her to now spend her limited time with her physical therapist working on other trouble areas, while continuing the exercises she's currently doing. Number 3, Edie did track her medications and responses to her new medications. Because Dr. Haug has this detailed information, he now feels comfortable suggesting a new medication to try. Number 4, Edie did bring up a topic that was important to her, even though it was embarrassing. By doing this, not only did she get a treatment plan from Dr. Haug that will hopefully improve these symptoms, but Dr. Haug also validated that this is a common symptom and she should not feel embarrassed. Number 5, Edie did come prepared with her top 3 topics that she wanted to talk about during the appointment. Because of this, she was able to have Dr. Haug address all of her top concerns. Additionally, you may have noticed that Edie discussed these topic areas with Scott before the appointment. This again allows Scott to contribute something that perhaps Edie herself has not noticed. And by having this conversation beforehand, Edie is not caught off guard when Scott brings up her memory difficulties in the appointment. This is a lot of information to remember at once. So in addition to creating this scene for you today, we sat down with Dr. Haug, Edie, and Scott and asked them that if you were to walk away with just a few things to remember from today's session to help you have better appointments, what would they be?
Well, I think that we kind of captured them pretty well here. I think the big first point is if you're not thinking about what you're going to say in the doctor's visit until the doctor walks into the room, you're going to lose a lot of potential useful interaction that could happen there. On the flip side is I occasionally will have patients who come in with 20 different symptoms tracked over the last 90 days, and it's almost too much data. And so I think coming into the appointment with 2 or 3 things in mind that you either want to make sure the doc knows or that you might be interested in a medication adjustment for, and setting the table early with those, with that part of the agenda, I think makes it go better for everyone involved.
I think being prepared for the visit is extremely important because it makes a very efficient use of time, both yours and the doctor, because the doctor's busy, and if you're not prepared and you're just wasting his time, then he's not going to stay in the room with you very long. So it's important to come prepared. Also, ask questions. People often say to me, my doctor never tells me anything, and I say, well, did you ask him anything? So you need to let the doctor know you have questions in order to get the information you want. And lastly, I think it's important to go with a positive attitude and to be prepared to be compliant with whatever the doctor recommends in the way of trying new medications or doing exercise or doing whatever he recommends that to make things better. So those would be my top three. You got more to say?
Well, I have two. The one is, of course, being present at all of her neurology appointments. The only time we haven't done that is during COVID when I couldn't. And the reason for that is one of the important reasons is to get to know the doctor myself. It's all well and good that she knows him, but I also want to understand how the doctor operates and kind of a person he is, because then I can kind of anticipate things that I might have to bring up that maybe he's not paying attention to. But secondly, to look at Edie's notes, she hands me the notes before we go to the meetings. And then I can start thinking about the things that I need to chime in with when the doctor finally gets to asking me that question.